Yo, Geeks Ninjas out here coming with more Katawa Shoujo. So, I know it's been a few days. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna make some dumb excuse. I'm just gonna say that I kinda just forgot. That's really all there is. Simple and plain and simple. One important thing I need to let you guys know, as you can see on the screen right now, what's it called? The webcam, yes. I updated to Windows 10 recently on my computer. My webcam was not compatible with Windows 10, so it deleted the it deleted the files and stuff, and so now I can't use the webcam anymore for anything at all because it was a trash webcam that I only used because it was just convenient. It was like $5, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I will buy a better webcam in the future. Anyways, let's get on. God, it is hot in my room. I really hope that's not too loud for you guys. I have a fan on right now. I really hope it's not too loud. If it is too loud, I'll turn it off from now on. But this will be a great opportunity to see if it is too loud. I don't want to turn it off because in case like it gets too hot. I'm already really hot in my room right now. Anyways, so we left off with Rin. We were doing some painting and stuff like that, and so let's just continue on, I guess. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better, and it's faster too. She goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm or whatever of it there actually is, to demonstrate, even though I got the point already. The white con of her sleeve flaps around and makes me think that it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has in the past few days. This girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blabbering. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there is something I need to figure out, and then figure out that before it's too late and all hope is lost. Whew, okay. Alright, didn't have to yawn. Why would the hope be lost? Because paint has to be painted and then has to dry and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she had made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So, so this is your project? You did this? Yes, yes. All of it? Yes. Nice, but I stumbled with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness. It's okay, you could say it, I probably won't get mad. I blushed really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. I mean, you are. This is really awkward. You're really sensitive about it because, well, if people are at this school, you know, they've learned to deal with it. They've learned to just accept that they're the way they are. And so as long as, like, you know, no one's, like, intentionally trying to make fun of them for their disability, you know, I don't think they're really going to get mad. Some people may get mad just because they're a bit sensitive about it, but I think most people will just deal with it at that point. Don't you want to ask? How do you paint without hands? See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet. I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now. Yeah, if I tried painting, then no, that would not go well. I can't even paint very well with my hands. What makes you think I'd paint well with my feet? I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us has anything more to add to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid of it. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I want to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat? Well, paintings tend to be flat. Yeah, true, smartass. Very true. Not like that flat. You know, flat. Like some people are. No substance, no meat, where there should be some. I know a few girls who... Okay, I get it. But I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name any artists or artistic terms, so I don't really have anything to say. Ren shrugs her shoulders at that, saying, suit yourself, without saying it, and looks up. at the sky as if trying to look for something up there. I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little better before it's dark. I wanted to get a halogen lamp, I don't know how to say that, like the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any. Rin sure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Yeah, for most festivals, more pairs of hands the better. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help though. It's just mixing some paints. You can do that, probably. Do you have motor control problems? Like, you know, those people who have some. Cerebral palsy, maybe? Not that I know of. I get it. Hard thing has nothing to do with that. She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. So-on sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush. Did I say so-on? That's not even close to she. Oh my god. So she sits on an empty wooden box. God. Between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. I need to stop yawning. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants the precision down to the last millimeter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best. Add a half splash of green. What is a half splash? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green. The other green. This green. How is he supposed to know? I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl. No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. How are you supposed to tell? Is green a good color to add? No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of smile appears in the corners of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No, it's just that I have no idea. It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white. With this examination, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter. That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember it. Never had that experience. I don't know what kind of dreams you're having, but I want those kinds of dreams. Maybe it's yellow. Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing a painting being poured on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints, crouching down on the paving, and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head. It is. It really is. He's the awkward one, because he's not used to the environment. Not completely used to it. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. Okay. Okay. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird, impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to conserve words, and breathe and sound, and breath and sound. Aren't breathe and breath the same, spelt the same? It's really weird. Like red, like read and red, they're spelt the same way, but like the color red, it's like red could just be, I don't know, dude, it's weird. English is confusing. We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. Alright. Alright, move on to the next day. We didn't even get to see my boy Kenji! Where's my boy Kenji at? I miss Kenji. Kenji, I think, is my favorite character in this whole series. This whole VN, honestly. I think it's my favorite. The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into the unpleasant state of wakefulness. I hate being awake. I really do. I linger on the blanket for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up while making excuses as for why I already haven't. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here for one day. School is surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they are going to let me get away that easily. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medications, and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku, so I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. I'd ordered some to cover such a contingency. I've never seen that word before, so yeah. But wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they could get a new life this way. Bit like me. I used to play soccer in middle school. I wasn't very good at it, and I stopped in high school because I was just it wasn't really what I wanted to do. Yeah, it was fun, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. After all, I'm going to start taking care of myself. I can't afford to slack around. I'll start from the basics. Basics which include keeping the rest of my body in shape along with what little I can do to strengthen my heart. Maybe then I can go back to something approaching a normal life, or at least something where I'm less likely to fall over dead at any minute. I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only one present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic-legged girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track. Lithely? I don't know. Like a half-mechanical gazelle. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember. She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clanking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to me, or to mine, and the answer is oppressing the poor girl to jog just like he is oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and his prompting me to do so. And even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. The fact that I would be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I'd leave, but it seems that my former assailant noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. "Good morning, your name is Hisao, right?" She grins, seemingly pleased that she'd remember my name. "You may not remember me. Emmy, I knocked you over in the hall yesterday? Miss Ibarazaki?" She imitates Misha, intimidating Shizude, failing to get the same kind of subdued tilt into her high-pitched voice. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. "Yeah, sorry about that, again." Well, so long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine." "Great!" I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you?" "That's right." "Oh, I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest." "What, are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy?" "No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid he would have someone to watch my every move." "Unless you are here to do exactly that." "No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I had seen a messy-haired transfer student who looks like he's kinda lost around the track." "So why are you down here?" Hold on, let me get some water. Oh, jeez, I didn't fill my water bottle before this. Good. I'll have to refill it after I'm done with this video. Emmy strikes a dramatic pose. "Training." For what? Track. Ah, I see. You're on the track team then? Emmy nods enthusiastically. You know, in real life, I've never seen people with prosthetic legs on track teams. Like, hopefully someone does, because that'd be quite a story. Like, what if they go on to be some really good, like, someone really good on a track team? You know? That'd be great. Yep, I'm one of the better runners, too. And modest about it, too. Hey, you should join up. It's good exercise, you know? I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. Nah, I'm not even sure that I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm just not into organized sports, you know? It's true, I never even really got that much into soccer. I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I ever played. It wasn't for the glory to be found on the field, that's for sure. Emmy seems to understand my meaning. I see. Soka. Not that into the whole organization thing. Ha. But now that you're here, I guess we're going to run together, huh? What? Sure, I guess. Emmy seems pleased. Are you going to warm up? Real men don't warm up. Oh no, you always should warm up. Bad Hisao. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. Heck, and I don't even have to stretch my legs. Wait, I just realized she has prosthetic legs, but only from like the knees down, I think, right? Huh. I kind of wish there was like that attention to detail where like we could see her prosthetic legs on the screen, but I guess we can only see it in like cutscenes. Not cutscenes, but scenes. You know what I'm trying to say. As if to confirm her statements, she bounces up and down a couple times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Let's go. Oh yeah, by the way, I just thought of another visual novel I could actually do on the channel. I don't think it's finished yet, but it could be really interesting to record once it's finished. It's actually one I've known about for years, and I really love it. I hope it gets finished sometime soon. So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. Emmy moves fluidly, throwing herself into the run and with a sort of wild abandon. I find myself concentrating more on running properly, hands spread right, and something about hitting on the balls of my feet rather than the heels. I try to watch my stride to Emmy's, but it's pretty difficult, or match my strides. Apparently I'm not very good at it. Maybe Emmy could help me with that sometime. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple laps today, and slow to a walk pretty quickly. Emmy keeps running and doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a habit, breathing steadily in contrast to my own somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Heh, yeah. I'm not in very good shape right now. Emmy nods and then grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the important thing is you started, right? Next time you just have to try to hold out longer, and then longer, and longer, and eventually you'll be great. I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm going to go get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs unconcernedly. Nah, I've got plenty of time. I noticed that she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I've got to finish my routine. See you later, Hisao. Yeah, see ya. I'm not sure whether this morning's experiment was a success or a failure. I almost said it's a failure. But I'll admit that I do feel slightly good about getting out there this morning. And like Emmy said, I just need to keep at it in order to get better, right? Practice makes perfect or something like that. It's nice at least to feel like I've taken some semblance of control over my own health. I'll have to try to keep this up. I head back to the dorms and wash and change into my uniform, trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. I'm tired from all the running, so I just want to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting to school before the morning rush. After taking a long shower anyway, I dry myself off and get out of the stall to put on my clothes. Out of nowhere, a shadow appears within the mist, looming and radiating malicious intent. It bursts through the fog. You guys can't see it, but I started smiling through that. It's Kenji, my boy! Sup? What are you doing here? What the hell? You scared me. What's your problem? I should be asking you that. I've been looking for you all over the place, man. What do you mean, all over the place? I want to ask if he's been looking for me like that, stark naked, but hold my tongue back. Finally, I realize I'm still naked too, and quickly hold my shirt in front of me. But Kenji doesn't seem to notice a thing. His glasses are fogged up, but then why doesn't he wipe them off? Is his vision so bad it's like he's perpetually seeing through fog? You know, your room and... yeah, that's it. Hey, I mean, I still had to get up, though. Whatever. It's not important. Can I borrow some money? He puts on an innocent face and looks away, trying very hard to look very casual. Doesn't work. He's as transparent as his window pane-sized glasses. He doesn't have very big glasses. Talking neutrally like this, wearing nothing, feels awkward. Actually, somehow it's even more awkward to be naked in front of someone when they can't see me being naked. I say nothing to the fact that he's naked as well. I try to brush the feeling off, with little success. Money? Sure. Awesome. Wait, why do you need it? Can't you just give it to me because I had... oh my god, I had the goodwill not to run through your pockets while you were in the shower. I could have, but I exercised restraint, and in the end, isn't it the thought that counts? Come on, be a pal. This makes no sense. If it's the thought that counts, it should withhold payment, since his thoughts were so completely impure and his intentions are probably even more sinister, since he can't tell me what they are. I say as much to him. I'm offended, man. But if that is your game, then fine. I guess I have no choice. I want to order a pizza, and I already have most of the cost of the pizza. I need your help for the rest. I get some of that pizza too, right? No. Are you serious? Yeah, I would give you some, but you have class. You don't have time to eat a pizza. What about you? I'm not going to class. I have to wait for the pizza and the guy and pay the guy and then eat it. It's not easy. You have to obtain the pizza stealthily. If you don't, everyone will see you and the pizza, and they will ask for a slice. It's a hard world out there. Everyone wants a piece. Then you're left pizzaless in an unforgiving world. It's happened before. That's how I know. Every day I plan my vengeance so that when the people who wronged me order a pizza, I will be there, ever vigilant. Kenji strikes a dramatic pose, completely without irony. But yeah, I only need like 400 yen. Please, you're my only hope. I can't go outside and buy my own pizza. It's too far. I try not to go out unless it's absolutely necessary. Let me tell you what happened the last time I went out, without carefully planning out in advance. I was outside. Can't remember what I was doing. Something standing? Maybe wondering how I got there. And then out of nowhere, it happened. Like a flash of lightning, splitting the sky. Like how you split a sandwich into two equal pieces to make it more manageable to hold and eat. A bird crapped on my head. It was the second most shocking moment of my life. What was the first? He ignores me and keeps going. I want to grab him and shake him. Is he just trying to keep momentum? I'll go with that, even if it's more likely he just didn't hear me. It was like in the openings to some kind of anime show, you know, how there is always a part where the main dude is fighting his rival and they fly at each other and clash swords and there's like big dramatic colored auras and zoom. Yeah. It was like that, but with poo. Okay. So yeah, I needed some money. Please, don't leave me hanging, man. I only need like 1,000 yen. Thought it was 400. Okay. What? I'll pay you back, I swear. You better, that's what it means to borrow stuff. I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. You have 1 week. Kenji winces and makes a noise like a dying cow, a practically disturbing fact given that his baton is conducting freely. You're not supposed to be so tight-assed about money between brothers in arms, man. Men have it bad enough as it is. Did you know that male porn stars only make about half of what female porn stars make? I mean, I'm a little biased here since I love watching, female porn stars over male porn stars. I'm a little biased, but I think, women, more entertaining to watch. That doesn't mean anything unless you're a porn star. So maybe I am a porn star on the side, struggling to make ends meet as I fight the feminist agenda. And you can't even spot me, or crumbs? You bastard. Nobody understands. Nobody. Wouldn't feminists be against pornography in the first place? Yeah, no, they would. They would. Because they'd be like, oh, that's defacing women and stuff like that. It's like, they're just being forced to do it. It's like, well, women are... Not all women. In fact, I'm pretty sure... Wouldn't it be illegal to force a woman into pornography? Pretty sure that's illegal. So I'm pretty sure... I'm very confident to say that at least most women do porn by their own free will. You know, I'm no expert. I don't know the statistics. But, you know, I'm just guessing. This feminist agenda stuff again. This stuff is important. I can see that you don't give a shit, but this is serious. Here. Feminists are a dangerous enemy. Make no mistake. Yeah, you can say that again. You take them lightly, and you'll wake up in the morning with a knife in your back. Bam! Out of nowhere. I mean, I can see it. I can see it. Random feminist breaking into my house with a knife, stabbing me in the back in the morning, waking me up, me screaming, and then I beat the shit out of her. How do you wake up in the morning if someone stabbed you in your sleep? Women are terrible at stabbing things. I thought you just said don't take them lightly. Well, I mean don't take them lightly for the big things. If individually they're not a threat. But if there was some kind of war, like a big war, with men on one side and the feminist forces on the other side, it would be pretty ugly. And that day will come, when the feminists come out of their central top-secret worldwide feminist headquarters and say, it's on now, motherfuckers. I mean, men in the military outnumber women. I don't know by how much, but men outnumber them. But the amount of women in military is still like, it's not as small as it was back in like, when did women start being allowed to enter the military? I don't remember. I know in World War II they couldn't enter the military. Well, they could, but I think as medics. Or were they in World War II as medics? I don't remember. You're being ridiculous. There's no big worldwide feminist headquarters building where would they even hide that? I mean, it'd have to be massive. You couldn't hide that on Earth. Someone would notice a big fortress with women only in it. Who said it was on Earth? I turn away from Kenji and start practicing frowning faces in a mirror so that I can figure out what kind of frown will best express my emotions. He can't see me from this distance anyways, which, unfortunately, means that he just keeps on ranting without any regard to sense or sensibility. Yeah, there's a war going on, a war not many know about, but it's a great one that will one day boil over and encompass all of the known world. Then we'll have to pick sides. We'll have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening right now. Imagine it, the bloody battlefield, a vicious conflict without end. I almost gave up when I thought this case was silly, when I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight, when I mistook the time the power went out for a feminist raid and thought the end was near. And then I realized that if I gave up, it would all be over. And I was like, whoa, and knew I had to get serious because I am the last sane man in an insane world. It's about a duty. Must be a pretty crappy movement if it hinges on one naked guy ranting in a bathroom at another naked guy. So can I have the money? He's blocking the way out. It's getting cold because I'm still naked and I want to go to class, so I agree to spot him the money. Awesome, thanks dude. We should go bowling later on. Bowling? Yeah, it's the ultimate sport. There are almost no women bowlers either, making it also the manliest sport. Should I wear my pink bowling shirt with matching shoes or the pastel green with flower accents? There are bowling clothes? Maybe. Anyway, you had better pay me back. I can pay you back in stuff, right? I don't have the time to ask him to elaborate on what that means. I don't know. I have to get to class. You're kind of in the way. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to hold you up. I have some stuff to do myself. The time has come. Time for what? I just like saying that. Okay, now the time has really come. For what? I have to use the bathroom. Get out of it. I was just going to. What does that mean? It's a big bathroom. So, I have to be alone or I can't go. The pressure. What? I mean, I get one thing. It's like, if you don't want to use, like, if you don't want to use a stall because there's another dude there, there's no wall. I can understand, like, if you're self-cautious, you know, you would rather use the toilet, so but there's someone in this one and only stall, so you just wait till they're done. Like, I remember at, sports events and stuff, like the sports stadiums, like, lines get super long, like, after the games. I made the mistake of using the bathroom one time after a game. Well, mostly because it was an hour drive back to my grandparents' apartment, so I was like, I don't want to try and hold it for another hour, because I'm going to fall asleep, and then, I was not even in my teens yet when this happened. So yes, I will admit, I still sometimes wet myself in my sleep, even when I was like 7 or 8. I'm not proud of it, but it happened, so okay, what if someone else comes in? I'll think of something. I give him my practiced frown, and it looks kind of silly reflected in his glasses. He either doesn't notice or doesn't see. Anyway, so I get dressed and run back to my room, feeling as though an eternity has passed since I woke up. That is time I will never get back. I'll get him for this somehow. But right now I have to get to class. Finally, stuff is gonna happen. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize this is as good a reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to classes so early later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in the class, so she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant, as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless visited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar, as if it was of importance to look prim when entering our classroom. "Excuse me," she calls into the quiet classroom with a braving, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. "Good morning, Lily." "Hisao, good morning. I didn't hear you come in." I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely. If I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. "Well, I was already here, just asleep until now." "Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance?" "No, she seems to come in only just before the bell rings, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you?" "No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on the way here. I shouldn't have gone up so early today, I guess." You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should?" "Punctuality is a good thing. I think so, anyway." "It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and other official paperwork. It could be that everyone is trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that is why it's so quiet today." Hi! Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. "Hi, Hee-chan." "Hi." "Look, it's the class representative. Hello." Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha's or Shizune's use of the word look. "Good morning." "Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right?" "I'm not." Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she is talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one that actually talks. Damn. How complicated. I decided to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. "You're here early, Shizune." "You were here even earlier than us." Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird, though, that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true. I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival's coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their projected budget reports for their events. Even the first years, except you. Wahahaha! There is still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today. The deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have had all the necessary paperwork days ago. But someone had to say the deadline, please extend it. Yes, that was me, planning something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Do you want to know what's harder than disturbing the funds of one class event? Handling the same matter for every class in the school, and then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she really is getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Hisao, it's alright. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then, can I have it, please? Shizune, she might not have it on her at this exact second. It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me, students from my class. She emphasizes the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. I guess word must have gone around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something you should just be delegating away. As class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible. Jeez. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay. Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Lily, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know? What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal. And what's with that attitude? I said that it's not something you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something this simply yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I am supposed to take care of. Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she is doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully around the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Of course, you do so much, class rep. It must be difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without a hint of the sarcasm which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other. That much is clear, but it seems a little much. It seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Oh, this is epic. What the hell? Let's go, Lily. I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. You're right. The difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent. The air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore. Though, even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. That was kind of cool. Heat-chan, don't you slack off either. What are you talking about? Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hichan? You are, aren't you? Then I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person. I don't understand why Shizune is suddenly getting mad at me. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted. That's right, you shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decide to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with both of us. With us both. Same thing. Excuses, excuses. Miss Class Rep has had plenty of time to deal with her report, and we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success. Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if I don't have time for this right now. No matter what I do will mean being drawn to a confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turn my back at them. I get back to my seat and shut my ears from the finale of the argument between Lily and Shizune. Eventually, Lily leaves her classroom and Shizune and Misha seat themselves without talking to me. I could feel Shizune's eyes burning into my back. She is probably angry at me, but I'm just as angry with her. I don't get why she had to drag me into the argument. Holy crap, that was awesome. What the hell? Let's go, Lily. Let's go. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do, despite trying to keep up with the students at the hospital. I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room ignores unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave class anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. Smart idea. Crowded hallways in high school can suck, especially slow walkers. Oh my god, don't even get me started. Jeez, the amount of times I've wanted to just kick down a short person who walks slow. I swear, it's like every short person. Oh my god. I swear they like do it on purpose too. Hell, there's even some like tall people. God, it's like I generally try and walk fast, but sometimes if I'm walking with my friends walk at a slow pace, I'm trying to walk with them. Sometimes I try and walk at a faster pace because they're walking at a faster pace. Because I don't want to walk ahead of them, and then I'm not walking with them, and I'm not talking with them. So it's like those moments I will walk slowly. So it sounds like I'm being a hypocrite, but it's for good reason, I guess. But sometimes, actually a lot of the times, the short people I would be behind are by themselves, not talking to anyone, and they're just walking slow. Like, there's not even that many people in front of them. Like, the next person in front of them sometimes is like 10 feet, and they're just walking slowly. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna walk around. This is ridiculous. I noticed Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Yeah, I calmly went back to the visual novel. Shizune's signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Maybe there is pent-up anger in there. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she could barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Shizune signs to point where her wrists crackle. Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters. And then on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, her business is soon finished and the girls sit down on their seats again. Yeah, I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. I'll use the opportunity to reconnel with Shizune a bit without getting roped into the student council thing again, though I suspect that door is now closed for me. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kinda neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune scoffs at me first, as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing either. Hold on, I gotta grab some water again? Ugh. Alright. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course, we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all of our strengths. We would shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festival were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws, I think that was encumbrances? No, nothing that might make the festival short of perfect. But there's no such thing as perfect. That's just an illusion. Shizune's passionate speech and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting for them. Oh, hello. Oh, Hanako. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden from the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her provingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she is showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, I haven't seen Sato. She, came by in the morning though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she is intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It is a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project, but who knows where that woman is loitering at. Hanako nods quickly and retreats with haste. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we are really working hard to make the festival happen, and driving other people insane along the way. Well, good luck with that. I stand up to leave, making my exit before either of them manages to berate me anymore for slacking off. That fucking painting. The halls are somewhat quiet. As expected, everyone must be in the club meetings or at festival preparations, or both. Shizune's words about being a slacker echo in my head. I feel a bit guilty about not contributing, but I seem to lack the resolve to do something concrete about the matter. For the festival, it's too late already unless I count helping Shizune and Misha, which I naturally don't, and clubs, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a club type of person. Halfway through the way from the school building to the dorms, I spot a figure in front of the dorms. It's Rin. It looks like she is working on her mural today too. I walk over to her, but she doesn't seem to notice me approaching. She's sitting on an upturned box, looking intently at the wall she is painting with a brush held between her toes. The mural has progressed considerably since yesterday, but it's still only half done as far as I could tell. More colors have appeared, and the twisted human-like figures have spread and increased in number. I have to say, the style and It is quite eye-catching and very unique. Not that I would be knowledgeable about art by any measurable scale, but it's very nice looking nevertheless. I clear my throat to get her attention, but not startle her so that her concentration won't break. Wait. She doesn't even turn to check who it is. I'll wait. 15 minutes later, I decide that her concentration is indeed unbroken, and also that I have waited long enough to warrant poking her gently on the shoulder to remind her of my presence. Rin turns her head mechanically to my direction, ending up staring at my crotch level. Oh, it's Hisao. She could tell. I would feel a lot less uncomfortable if she would look at my face. An astute observation, hard at work, I see. The conversation starts as if I hadn't been here for a quarter of an hour already, but it's not a concern, at least when it starts. Looking good. It does the layers of paint hiding other layers of paint, mixing and shaping the human figures, really create an impressive look, but Ren looks muffled? I don't know. You shouldn't comment on works in progress. 7 years of bad luck. Sounds terrible. I guess I'll take it back then. Still, it looks good. I wonder if I get 14 years of bad luck for thinking that. Ren turns back to look at her painting and pokes it with a big toe. Could you mix some of this color? I'm running out of it. She looks down at a half-empty bowl with the remains of the same pinkish paint in it. I didn't really intend to stay and help her with this project, though. I guess I didn't intend to do anything much. I look at Ren. She looks emptily back at me. Just this once. Ren picks up another brush and drenches it in another tone of pale red. There are dozens of similar bowls all around her working area. From the looks of this scene, she could have been sitting there for hours. I wonder if she has. That would mean she'd have been skipping school, though, which I, of course, wouldn't put beyond someone like Rin. I pour a little bit of white and red into the bowl, trying to match the color with the one already on the wall. I can't seem to get it right. It's really inconvenient of her to not mix enough in the first place. Getting to it be exactly the same tone will be impossible, but at least I could try to get as close as I can. Speaking of hard work, isn't that a huge workload for you too? It's such a big painting and all. Oh, I'm not old and bitter enough yet to think like that. I guess you aren't. You guessed right. Legs hurt though. They feel like slugs. Slugs made of sea slugs. Because of the position. Yeah, I like doing it in a horizontal position more if you know what I'm talking about. But it can't be helped, because I can't ask the wall to lay down. Saying that, she stretches herself a little, bending her legs and back far more than a human should flex. It's astonishing how effortlessly she manages her body around. There is a small flinch in her otherwise blank expression, a hint of pain maybe, as she stretches out her calves. Ren must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to live like she does, but she's wearing out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break or something at least. Continue tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her a pause. A long one too, feeling like a mental yawn. I don't think so, Hisao. I'm not pushing myself. Sure looks like you are. No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There is this boy. A boy. Yes. Where? At the art club. And? He is blind. Oh. How can you paint if you are blind? No idea. So why is he there? That's the point. He is there. She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion and less like an interrogation. He can't really do anything that you'd call art, right? But he comes there anyway and paints. Why? Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. That's why I asked. So? He doesn't paint very often. He doesn't paint often, but I think his paintings are very interesting. I'm sure they are. I once tried that, painting with eyes closed. Wasn't too interesting. Cleaning up the floor took ages. Didn't try again. But he is becoming better at sculpting. I see. Maybe she was trying to make a point with this. Maybe she forgot she had one. Seems like the art club is full of interesting people. Not really. Pretty blunt statement, and she totally missed the sarcasm. No. Just like I said, they are not very interesting. I usually don't have much interest in people who are not interesting. Maybe you have. Maybe. But that boy is interesting. Maybe I am like that boy, or maybe you are. Maybe everyone is. Doing things you can't do just because you can. That's pretty deep, I think. Tell that to her. You're a deep one. Nah, I'm a really shallow, thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. Did you know I can only think of 4 things at the same time? No, but now I do. Right. Right now, I'm thinking of the second floor's girls' toilet, ice cream flavored ice cream. What? The middle toe, and a haircut. I'm going to need a haircut. She shakes her head around vigorously, letting her short and messy hair ruffle wildly around. I can see that doing it is something she likes to do. We fall silent as Rin treads around absent-mindedly, poking some brushes around. The thought about the art club sticks in my head for a while longer. I feel like I'm treading on very unknown territory with art. The way these meetings with Rin go, it's as though I'm starting a smoking habit or something. I should probably stop talking with her. Yeah, probably a good idea. You could talk to her every now and then, but I wouldn't recommend having these long conversations, you know? It's not like I dislike her, despite the confusion for her being herself causes, and I don't dislike her. I don't dislike art either. I've even drawn for fun sometimes. I just don't have a real creative drive or any technical stuff. So usually, if I were to draw something, I get white paper syndrome and just freeze completely. That, or I manage to draw something disfigured and promptly get frustrated at my inability to put the picture in my head down on the paper, then call it quits without really even trying to make an effort. Rin clearly doesn't have this problem, but she frustrates me in another way. Being with her is like looking in a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. It makes one question the sanity of the act. Rin sits down on her box, swaying from side to side, apparently uncomfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She is staring at me again, or maybe over my shoulder. I can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused. I'm thinking of leaving so she can carry on without undistracted, and that I can do whatever I'm going to do alone. It's not like I have anything that must be done today. Oh, shoot. Who? Nobody. I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lily was looking for her. Do you know her from my class? Oh, her, the mystery toilet girl. That person is funny. I saw her going to the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure it's the world record. It was very mysterious. That's why you call her mystery toilet girl? What other reason could there possibly be? Well, if there is, it's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. Maybe it was the week before that? Could have been. Looking at her makes me hungry. Don't say that. At least not around her. Rin turns to look at me blankly as if she's not sure why I reproved her. But she doesn't acknowledge understanding any more than before, so I give up at this point. So, do you want to go eat dinner then? No, not yet. Rin has turned her hungry gaze back to the wall, looking slightly more energetic, or at least slightly less lethargic than she did before. It's as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish, something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. This is the feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all. I'll be going anyway. Have fun. Rin has already grasped a brush and is dripping into fresh paint, so of course she can't hear me anymore or doesn't answer anything even if she does. Alright, well that's where I'm gonna leave off the video for tonight. Got a lot of the story, got a bit more of a chunk out of the story. And yeah. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to help my channel grow, hit that subscribe button down in the bottom left. And if you want to hit that bell icon, and if you want to, hit that bell icon if you want to see more videos like this, you know. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.